Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy la profesora Zapata. Bienvenidos de nuevo a mi canal. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be focusing on the verb querer. Querer, to want. Let's get started. The verb querer means to want. It is an irregular verb. Most conjugations have a stem change. The stem change is an E to IE in the present tense. Let's look at a simple ejemplo. Yo quiero comer. I want to eat. This table should look familiar to you at this point. If it doesn't, you should definitely check out the conjugations video before you get to this one. So we're going to be focusing right now in the present tense, el presente. I mentioned that it has a change from E to IE. Remember that the stem of this verb, la raíz, will be quer. And then the end of the verb is ER. So if we look at the table and the conjugations, I've added all of the pronouns. Moving forward in this video, I will take them away, but you should already know where those pronouns belong. The first conjugation says, yo quiero. Yo quiero. That means I want. Tú quieres. Tú quieres. That means you want. Remember, that's you informal. Usted quiere. Usted quiere. Él quiere. Él quiere. Ella quiere. Ella quiere. Usted is for formal you want. Él is he wants. Ella is she wants. Nosotros, nosotras. Remember, if you need to know the gender to know which one you're using. Queremos. Nosotros, nosotras, queremos. That means we want. Vosotros, vosotras, queréis. Vosotros, vosotras, queréis. That means you all want. And remember that that's the pronoun that is used mostly in Spain. Ustedes quieren. Ellos quieren. Ellas quieren. Ustedes is you all want, and that's the most commonly used one in most Spanish-speaking countries. Ellos is for they want. Ellas is they want. And by now, we should know which one is male and which one is female. Now, if you go back and look at just the conjugations, you'll notice that in the present tense, we have had a stem change from E to IE in the yo form, tú form, usted, él, ella form, and then we move to the right side on the bottom of the plural, ustedes, ellos, and ellas form. Notice how nosotros and vosotras o vosotros has not had a stem change. It maintained its original stem, que, with the R, quer, quer. So keep that in mind. The letters that are in green is the actual conjugation that belongs to each of those pronouns. Quiero, quieres, quiere. Queremos, queréis, quieren. Now we are moving to the conjugations of the past tense. El pasado, pasado simple. Notice how the stem, it changed a little bit as well. There's an S that appear instead of the R that's in the original stem. And so the conjugations go as follow. Quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos, quisisteis, quisieron. And also the E has changed to an I. But it happened in actually all of the pronouns. This is the last tense we're going to do on this verb in this video. And this is the futuro, the future tense. Notice how in the future tense, the actual stem carries out its original form. So we have from the Q to the R. And then we double the R and we add the conjugations for the future. So these are the conjugations. Querré, querrás, querrá, queremos, querréis, querrán. Don't forget to double your R in this specific verb in the future only. In this last part of the video, we are going to be looking at some ejemplos. The first two examples are going to be in the present tense, en el presente. Ella quiere hacer ejercicio. That means she wants to do exercise. Nosotros queremos un sofá nuevo para la sala. That means we want a new sofa for the living room. Notice how at this point, if you have practiced my first few videos on pronunciation, the alphabet, the vowels, and the sounds of the letter G, you should be more familiar with how we pronounce. Let's go to pasado, the past tense. Yo quise entrar al equipo, pero no pude. That means I wanted to join the team, but I couldn't. The next one. Usted quiso los tamales en vez de las empanadas. You wanted the tamales instead of the empanadas. The last two examples are futuro, the future tense. ¿Querréis visitar a la tía la próxima semana? Do you all want to visit your aunt next week? ¿Ella querrá comer bandeja paisa? Will she want to eat bandeja paisa? On a side note, bandeja paisa is a very delicious Colombian dish. Make sure you try it whenever you visit a Colombian restaurant. Okay, let's focus on the note on the left side. Every time I write ojos, which just means eyes, it's simply kind of warning you that this is important to realize and to remember. So notice how the verb querer, when I've used it in the examples, with another verb immediately, that second verb is left in its infinitive form. That means you don't conjugate the second verb. So take a look at the first arrow that's pointing out to our first example. Quiere hacer. Hacer means to do. So as you can see, the verb is left in its infinitive form because it follows the conjugation of the verb querer. The same thing happens on the second arrow that's pointing to that first sentence for the past tense. Quise entrar, wanted to join. So leave that verb in its infinitive form. That second verb should not be conjugated. And you can see another example of that on the first sentence of the future tense. Okay, thanks again. Muchas gracias for sticking around with all these videos and focusing today on the verb querer, to want. If you have any questions or just want to give me a topic on what video I should do next, go ahead and email me at laprofesorazapata@gmail.com. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.